Hi guys, it's me, Miss Angie. All right, today I'm going to talk to you about we need an assessment of your child counting objects. Counting objects is a little bit different because we want to see if they have that one-to-one perspective. I'm going to show you from the very beginning how it kind of goes up as they get a little older. So I'm going to show you, I just have a few objects here. So what you're going to do at first is you would have them in a lump, just like, hand your child a few objects. The first step, always, put them in a line. This not only helps your child, but it will help them with counting as well as the visual aspect of it. Being able to see that they're in a linear line makes counting a little bit easier for them. So initially, when they're real little, when they first start counting, what you'll see is them counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And they're so proud because they count to whatever number they're able to count to, but those objects don't equal 10. They're not actually counting objects. That's just rote counting. What we're looking for today is the beginning stages of them being able to count objects, or it's called one-to-one correspondence, knowing that one object equals one number, knowing that each time they're making that touch, they're actually increasing in number. So I'm going to show you the most basic way that I know to teach them and the most simple way to see if they are getting that skill. Always start at the, I'm doing this upside down, so I had to think, I'm sorry. Always start at the left, move to the right, just like how we read. We always start counting the same way as we read. We don't skip around. You guys know this. All right, so when you start with your child, have them start on the left, and you're going to move the object out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. By moving the object, they don't have the ability to count it a second time. It kind of shifts them over and allows for them to know that one's been counted, I'm moving along. All right, so that's the first step. We want to see if they can do that. Let me move these back into my screen a little bit. If they can count their objects, we want to see if they can count to 5, if they can count to 5, to 10, and then in 5 increments. So 5, 10, 15, 20, or over 20. That would be the highest that they would necessarily need to count objects to be at a kindergarten level. So I'm going to count these again. The next step after they can count those objects would be when they finish to be able to tell you the total they have. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mom says, how many do you have? And they can say 6. A lot of times when they're first learning to count one-to-one correspondence, they'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you say, great, how many do you have? And they will say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good, how many was that? And they'll continue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 because they can't state that last number. That's a skill that comes a little later. So as we go through, we're going to ask that question again as we go through this form. But these are just some basics to get us started, okay? So this is how we're going to count. You're going to give them, I would say, if your child hasn't counted before or doesn't count very high, give them 5. If they already have some counting skills, let's start with a pile of 10 or greater. If they're really good at counting, go ahead and give them 20. Remember, give them to them in a pile and have them put them in a line. You might need a decent amount of table space to do this, but let's go ahead and get those ready, and then we'll start. All right,